popping up.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Book my time
Yeah, I've
off
been doing.
work. I'm literally just gonna be. If it starts at 7, then I want to figure out the exact time it's starting, so I'm gonna be
It'll.
like on.
That's the first thing I'm going to cover. I'm going to tell people 2 hours before. Like
Yeah,
be on here 2 hours before because that's like every single start of every beta for the last since we've been jumping on them
it's been 2 hours early.
has been between 1 to 2 hours early,
Yeah,
and that makes sense. That because and this is a lesson games learned post Rift, um, which was if you say that the date or the time is going to happen when it comes online, and you bring it online right at that moment, you'll crash your servers
yeah.
because everybody's going to try to
Like every
hit log in
single
too
WoW
late.
release
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, exactly. Every single one, like it happens on time, and everybody, and it just crashes all the servers. And so it's like they're like, "Hey, it's going to happen here," and then they do it 2 hours early, so all the hardcores get in there, and then all the people who are camping it. And then you have this like kind of slow trickle in, rather than literally 4 million people hitting login at the same instant. It's going to ease up on the load.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy about the meta I've put together. It's so we Archer, you didn't play ESO with us, but in ESO we had this meta called the Skooma strat,
Yeah.
and dude, this thing was a fucking monster. It was one of those that like it was one of those metas that I put together that I literally had the dev team of ESO like actually contact me and let me know that they were nerfing it. They literally like it was rough, and like teams were not able to do anything to it. And yeah, it was basically it was using in that game if you popped your heal over time, it would automatically target 3 people who didn't have it. And so like when you cast it twice, now you put it on 6 people because it'll hit 3 people that have it or that don't have it, and it'll find 3 new people. And so you cast it 5 times and you got the whole team, and it's stacked. And so what you would do is we'd have DPS and we'd have healing or DPS and healing phase. And so what we'd do is we'd go into healing phase in the middle of an army, like everybody be hitting us, and we would just be casting hots on everyone. And so by the time like after I do a 10 and 12 rotation, so after 10 seconds of casting hots we go into DPS rotation, and then we go in and do damage. And while we're doing damage we have 15 hots on us. You literally could not damage us hard enough to be able to take it down. And so we literally we'd have 30 people dive into 200 people and we'd survive. It was and because we were all condensed, we were going through carpet bombing it. We got accused of hacking, of cheating, of multi-boxing, stuff like that. But again, that's that mentality of like if you've never played Guild Wars 2, like you would think that what we were doing was impossible, and then you go play Guild Wars 2 and everybody fucking does it. Like it's just like from the most base level peons who do pug groups and stuff like that can all stay behind it. Like, it's just follow a tag and hit what they hit. It's really pretty straightforward.
Well, I mean, it's if I don't know if people can understand it. It's no different than people who plug and play StarCraft at the pro level. Except instead of you controlling every single thing by yourself, they all have individual minds and are able to do even better than that.
Exactly, and,
It's just
and if you
like,
train them up right, then they're gonna be rocking shit. But yeah, so the scuba strat was my previously like most powerful meta I've ever built, and honestly, man, like the way I'm seeing this thing shape up, like this might be stronger. I'm really happy with the way it's shaping up. I'm trying to keep it way under my hat though. Like I'm not going to put out the official meta to except for my sub commanders and to my officers and stuff, because these guys this dev team is on our shit when it comes to nerf and stuff.
yeah.
And so I want to get some distance out of it before the devs get a hold of it. All right, we got about a minute over. I'm gonna give it another 30 seconds to a minute. But yeah, dude, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling the burn. I'm feeling the burn.
Well, this whole week is going to be me spending time basically catching up on all those videos and strats and your guys' videos and
Hell yeah, man.
crunching it all in. I'm a cruncher. I like to just do it all.
And honestly, guys, if like I'm gonna need sub commanders. I'm gonna be. By the way, for those of you who've never run with me before, what I mean by sub commanders. So I'm gonna be in command. I'll call the shots in the main group. But like for instance, imagine defense on a siege. So you have point A, B, and C. I'm in command of the primary vanguard, which we're holding out at B, but I need a 5-person group at A and a 5-person group at C, and they each need a commander. So that if I have something happening over there, they're calling shots. They're making sure they're the ones that call in. Hey, we have too much over here. We need vanguard reinforcement, things like that. So if you're interested in being one of those wing commanders for one of my A wing or C wing, let me know, because I'm gonna need people to be able to pull that off. Also, I'm not going to always be able to be on. And so what I'll do is I have a playbook that I'm building based around our meta. And about anytime we see the team hit about 20, 25 strong, whether it be just general like open world mass combat or like actually like doing a siege or something like that, if I can't roll, you guys are going to want to do it. And it's just a matter of knowing my plays and then watch us play enough times to take command. Command can be a blast. I've heard from a lot of people that it can also be really stressful, so just be aware. I know some people. There's a large number of people who have done command once or twice and never did it again. So if it's something that you're interested in, it's like I said, I'd rather be nowhere else but at the helm. But I get it; it can be a little rough. But anyways, let's go ahead and kick this bitch off so that we can actually get started. So welcome. I see. Oh man, I see some names I haven't seen in here in a long ass time. I also see some names, a whole bunch of new names. Welcome back, Blamed. So so basically, I want to go through the launch plan, let you guys know what's going to be going down. If you have any questions, do me a favor. Right now, I'm monitoring Neworld Chat on Discord. So if you have something to add or something like a question that you want to ask when I hit a certain point, like when I'm talking about the the crafting or something like that, or if I'm talking about starting locations and you have a question about it, type it into a Neworld Chat, and what I can do is I'll interrupt what I'm talking about so that we're staying on topic and getting through that. I'm hoping to have this done like if this hits half an hour, I'll be amazed. Like I can't imagine this is gonna be too long. I think most of us. I don't think anybody here missed both betas. I think everybody here played a decent amount in at least one of the betas. My people who did the first beta skipped the second one. I know a lot of you did because we hit that motherfucker hard. And so the thought of pouring a shitload of hours into another character that they're gonna wipe, I know didn't appeal to a lot of us. I jumped on there literally to do some math to verify my meta, and then I bounced. So first thing on the docket, 2 hours before launch time, servers will go live. This is not been put out by the company, but this is what we've seen in the last 2 betas. So expect it, especially for hyper coordinated teams like what we're about to do. Expect to be on there a little bit early. If it's not, you'll be in here with all of us sitting here waiting on the servers to come up. But the minute the servers go live, I'd love all of us to be on that wave. Once you get in there, skip the tutorial. I think every one of us has already done this, but in case you haven't, you can literally get in there. As soon as you get control of your character, hit escape, and then I believe the option is skip to New World, and then you're in the game. So what's going to then happen once you are at that point is you are going to be placed into one of 4 zones. You will know the zones because if you scroll down in Discord, they are down there at the bottom. Monarch's Bluff, First Light, Everfall, and Windsward. Here's the thing, people. Honestly, especially on the first day, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter which one you end up on. I know there's some people who are like, well, but I want to be with other people, stuff like that. If you really do, then you guys can keep deleting and restarting your character and keep trying to do it. But honestly, guys, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be one of those things where what you're going to do is go through. You're going to go through the intro stuff. You're going to get on the island, and you're going to have like a series of like quests that you're going to do before you go to the town, and you're going to do some town quests. If you leave your town, and you're like, hey, this other I spawned at Everfall, and my buddy's at First Light, so I'm going to run to First Light. You're in for a hell of a run, by the way. You're probably going to die at least once or twice, and you're gonna just waste a ton of time doing this stuff. If you really want to go and keep deleting your character until you manage to hit the right map, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to tell you how to do your business. But here's what I'm going to say: This is literally just like the first hour or two. Let's say it's you and your wife. You end up at Monarchs. Your wife ends up for First Light. We'll take care of her. We're going to put her into a group with other people that landed at First Light. They're all going to level up there. We'll all meet at the mid teens, whatever it is, zone that we have to go to. So don't sweat that too much. And so what'll happen is we'll all be in this channel. We'll all be like, "Woo, servers up! Log in, log in, log in." We're gonna all log in, make our character, skip the tutorial, and then as soon as it finds out where it goes, I'm like, "All right, sweet, I got put into Monarch's Bluff," and then you're gonna hear "Bing bong," and I'm gonna drop down to the Monarch's Bluff channel. And what I'm doing is I'm waiting for anybody else who ends up in Monarch's Bluff to join me, and then we're all gonna group up, get a 5-man group, and start running through all the initial stuff. We will put out. I forget how much of each resource you need, but you're going to need a little bit of resources for each one. One of the guys that I've seen floating around says to get like I think it's like 95 iron to get full iron tools. I'm going to cover crafting here in a second because it's not what you think it's going to be. So you'll go through that. You'll rock this, and this is the most important part, people. This is the super most important part. Is for our first couple hours, you have to send me every gold you get. You should hit 1,000 within Ninjaka. How long did it take you to get 1,000?
90 to 100 minutes. If you just stick to the main quests, and just go one to the next, because that first 100 minutes, the main quest and whatever kind of side quests that pop up along the way are the best way to make money.
Correct. And so when you go through those initial quests, you do your story quests, you're doing your usual stuff, you're going to get gold. That first 1,000 gold, we need it. Because here's what's happening that when the server goes live. Us, as well as every other guild, is rushing to buy property. If we can get a property purchased before anybody else, we essentially start to get taxes and all that kind of stuff. And that's also how we're going to be able to get immediately into the sieges and stuff like that. So there's one or two routes that this can go. Either we get the town that we're after, or we have to siege the town that we want. Here's the problem with the siege, because I'm supremely confident we would be able to take it. But let's say the city gets bought by the green bastards, and we're like, fuck, now we got to take it from them. So we go and weaken the zone, and then put it into conflict, and then siege it. It doesn't just be like, hey, Tcm weakened it enough, Tcm gets to siege it. It puts it up into a lotto, essentially. And we have a chance of being able to siege it.
Yeah, and it's every guild that enters a lotto, it costs that guild 25k.
Correct. And so we'll put in for it, but if another guild puts in for it, that's like nothing we can do about it. And if they win it, we just lose our 25k. So it is much more preferable for us to catch the zone early rather than having to take it later. What will likely happen is exactly this. We'll take it. Well, everybody's gonna be sending their gold. As soon as we hit 100,000, I'm gonna teleport back to the town, the main town for it, and I'm gonna buy the city. If another place takes it, we'll immediately put it into conflict and we'll try to take it. But if we can get it, then other guilds are going to immediately try to siege us. And that's where the fucking fun begins. Because those sieges are going to be a shitload of XP and a shitload of fun, especially once everybody's running meta. So when we actually get out there and we start tearing stuff up, every gold piece that you get needs to come to me. And so this is what I would recommend. The sprint to 100k gold. If we don't succeed, we siege, maybe. We'll keep trying for it. We'll keep trying to do it. The more I've thought about it, the more I've bounced around with it. I don't want to go for a silver prize. I want to secure the gold early, either by siege or otherwise. And so I'd rather keep attempting a siege, and eventually we'll catch it. I'm also I'll be talking with some of the other guilds that are going to be on our faction, and hopefully we can be like, hey, we're going to do this. Just don't buy into this just yet. I can't imagine some 10-man guild's going to want to try to do this, but we'll see.
Hey, that's what I was going to ask a question about. When you say not go for silver, I understand what you mean. We don't want cutlass keys or something like that. But generally, is the center 3 zones, Brightwater, Everfall, and Windsward, are considered the golden crown. Are we going to be flexible?
So here's the thing. Like if I'm flexible on this, it's because I've been forced to. If like let's say we actually do get it bought out from under us, or we successfully take it, and we can't keep it. Very possible. I mean, we by no means have a 100% win rate. Another team might take it from us. At that point, we'll start looking for another place. If we attempt to siege it, and the other team is just too high level, just their meta's stronger or something like that, and we can't take it from them, then we'll go for another place. But to me, like to immediately go just so we have something, to me is it like that wouldn't jive with me perfectly. So what I want to do is I want to shoot for Everfall for like the first week. If we can't secure Everfall within the first week, we go somewhere else, and we'll go that at that point we'll go for one of those other prime areas, or we'll consider going one of the max level areas like the higher end places. It won't be one of those things where like, oh, we either get Everfall or we never own a place. We'll own a place. I'm not even remotely worried about that.
No, I'm thinking. I mean, follow me here. Starting day, we have enough gold after say like 3 or 4 hours, and someone just took Everfall. We know we can get Windsward. It's not too late to do that. We can get that zone and then try to get Everfall, even if it means swapping places with the guild that took Everfall.
I'm not what I'll do with that is I'll see how quickly we're getting gold. If it's a huge struggle, then I won't dump 100,000 on one just to have a chance of spending another 25,000 on another. It all depends on how quickly the team can get the gold to me and how quickly we can get it. If I'm literally just a little bit short, then I might just go ahead and get a different one, like just so that we have something and then we can go from there. But like I said, to me, Everfall, that's the gold. Like, I definitely want to have that because I have plans for that zone.
If someone from our faction takes it, can we still like contest it, or are we just SOL then?
That's a great question. I was actually thinking about that. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this faction, is because it is the outnumbered faction. It's only about I think the last numbers were about 18, but 15 between 15 to 18% of players played on Covenant. So the chances of us getting jacked by another Covenant group is quite a bit less. But if it does happen, then I think that's where Chuckles is 100% right. I think we'll start to look for a secondary place. Because the other thing is like if Covenant owns some areas down there, I also really want to get some wars and I want to get some fights in there, and owning a place is going to be how you're going to get that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if another Covenant group does take that, then we'll just grab a different one.
I guess what I was going at is any of the middle 3 or crafting hubs, which would bring in a lot of money, makes them the most valuable. I mean, I don't think it'd be worth taking Monarch's Bluff or First Light. We wouldn't get much challenged on that.
No, I would pick the center. Yeah, I would for sure go to the center. But like I said, so there's going to be the crafting hubs, or quote unquote crafting hubs. But I think more than that, Everfall is going to be the PvP, the mass PvP hub, and that's exactly what I plan on making it. And that is going to bring a different level of income if we can make it happen. But I'm not going to do it if we can't get the taxes for it, and that's why that's the gold for me. But like I said, that'll be week 2 and week 3. That's when that kind of stuff will be happening. Shadowcrest asks, "Can you play the game now?" No, you cannot play the game now. But yeah, I wish. So let's see here. So again, send all the gold to me. Auction house people is a must. I leveled that second time out, and one of the things that I tested was attempting to utilize the auction house. You can bring in $3,000 or $4,000 or 1,000 gold in the first couple hours using the auction house. There are a lot of people who are using their gold for leveling, for doing other things, and like just items and stuff. Think how we did that practice leveling, and think how much you wanted a life staff. Think how much you wanted a fire staff, or whatever it is that you wanted to level up. Throwing 150 gold on the auction house for one of those just random white drops that drop is nothing. And keep in mind, like, we're going to be one of the first ones on the server. You're going to get these people who are going to be like, sweet, I finally got off of work and I'm in here. I'm going to run straight to town and buy a staff because I don't want to play with anything other than the fire staff. And so they're going to run in, they're going to do that. So if you don't know how the auction house works, go find a video on it, go see some information on it. But literally just go to town, any weapon that drops, throw it on there. Any resources like wood or iron or any of that kind of stuff, sell it. Sell it in the auction house.
Refined or not refined?
Unrefined, preferably.
Yeah, okay.
Unrefined, because that's much more valuable than the refined ones.
Yes, because people will use it for town board quests.
Yes, they will.
For leveling too, I guess. Generally.
And for leveling, and we're going to get a lot of people who are going to be focusing hard on those crafting and harvesting and things like that quests, and so that is a potential income. So if you get an item or like a chest piece or something like that drop, throw it on there for like 50 to 100 gold. Throw any weapon you find for up between 100 and 150 gold. It will almost for sure sell. And then every half an hour or so, you're gonna hear me on here like shouting like, all right guys, I'll pop into your channel, like, all right guys, send me your gold, we're getting close, and I'll just pop down and I'll keep doing it. Yeah, you send this to all of me, everything, because if we can secure that city, we're gonna have a huge income batch following past that. Now let's talk crafting, because this is super duper important. There's been a lot of people that have been really excited about crafting. I'm one of them. I really like the crafting. I just had fun with the harvesting. It was a fucking beta. I knew my shit was getting deleted, and I still just ran around for hours harvesting stuff.
It feels so much more fun than like other games.
It is. It's so much more fun, and it's just something calming about it. It's just chill about it. So here's the thing: harvesting up till probably your late teens or maximum 20 will not hurt your leveling. You can do harvesting in those areas, and it won't damage your leveling too bad. It's not going to be highly efficient, especially if you're comparing against grouping, but it's not going to massively slow you down. 20 and up, this will slow you hard. I was seeing, because like the way, like for those of you who've ever played WoW, XP per hour, you know what it is. XP per hour is where it's at. This is what's going to get you to the max levels. The only thing stopping you from equipping a star metal tool that harvests at 625% harvest speed is level. So my recommendation to you: put it back in your pants and level your ass off, because we can level up. We can get all the way up there to mid 50s or hit 60. And what my game plan is, hopefully we have Everfall, or we have one of these main cities. We're gathering an income, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that guild fundage to buy my first like 5 or 6 people that hit max level star metal tools, full star metal. Because what this means is you're going to then be able to turn around, go back, and let's say you need to. I think somebody actually check this out to get 50 mining. You need to mine like 275 or 300 rocks. Like that's a good amount. That's a lot of fucking farming.
I was about to say that's nothing for some of these levels.
Agreed.
To get past iron, just go ahead and do it for your own fun on the side if you're not in a group, but don't be thinking you're going to be able to get even steel, let alone orichalcum and star metal in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, and so this is what my recommendation is to you: is go through, get your levels done, and let's say you have to get 250 rocks just to get to level 50. If you spent all the time using flint or iron tools or even steel tools, you'll get that in an hour or two. But if you wait until star metal tools, so I think steel is 200%, I think, or 185%. I think iron is like 125%. I think flint's like 50%. Star metal is 625% base increase. And what that means is you are harvesting 6.25 times faster than any of the other tools that you could have been running. So if you have to chop down 1,000 fucking trees, that is 1,000 trees, no matter if you're using star metal tools and you're chopping them down one every half a second, or you're using fucking flint tools. That's just time. It's a huge time investment. So if you go all the way to the end, equip star metal tools, then go back, then you're going to be able to start tearing down those trees and be able to get down those 1,000 trees 625% faster. It's just an efficiency thing. Couple that with the fact that it won't slow your leveling weight down because you're going to be deferring it. You go all the way to the end, then you come back and do all that stuff. Now you can start using all that harvesting and stuff like that you're getting to be able to up your crafting, things like that. and you'll anytime you want to, you can just go out and farm the shit out of everything. You'll be getting Azoth from all the farms. Like there's just like at higher level, it's just better. You're not going to be aggroed by fucking level 5 and 10 wolves. Like none of that shit's going to be happening. Or if you do, you'll just light them on fire and they'll die. So my recommendation for you, like I said, like I said, the crafting and the harvesting in this game is fun, and I encourage everybody to do it. I'd highly, highly, highly recommend that you wait until you're 60. Get to 60, sprint yourself up to 60, because at that point you're super valuable to us on the line as well. So that when we want to take something or we want to defend something, we'll be able to use you a lot better, and you'll be able to go back and do all those things a lot easier. Now, here's what I recommend for once you hit around 20, grouping. And I'm actually going to recommend that you do it beforehand, because we had two separate groups. We had a group that went through and played solo. It was like 7 or 8 people. We all went and rolled on a new server, and they all were just solo grouped. Or I'm sorry, solo, not grouped. And they just ran around and did their starting quest. They went and did their town board quest, their faction quest, joined the covenant, all that stuff. And then we had the group that I was in. We were a 5-man group. And what we did is all 5 of us went into town. All 5 of us went to the board. All 5 of us got the quests. All different quests, by the way. And then all 5 of us went to the 3 or 4 hubs that had all the quests and completed them all and then went back. And what we found was our 5-man group was dead even with the people who were doing it solo. Difference is, with a 5-man group, we were able to pull a lot more stuff. So we had so you figure you went, did your thing, went over, did the quest, and then came back and finished it. Whereas my group went through and cleared multiple quests hubs and looted all of that shit with all resources. So yeah, our XP was almost dead heat, but our looting was over the top. It was like 4 or 5 times as much loot that our group got. So this is what I'm going to say. From the start of the game, all the way, like literally, like, hey, I rolled out of Monarch's Bluff, get into a group. Get into a group, stay in a group, be in a group forever. Grouping in this game is like I've seen games severely punish people for grouping. This ain't one of those games. In fact, if you look at just XP coefficients and how XP per hour is calculated with this game, you can create XP out of nowhere. For instance, Kaysen's running a 5-man group and I'm running a 5-man group. Kaysen's group pulls this elite. My group gets 2 light staff hits on it. We get full XP for that kill. And his group gets full XP for that kill. We just created XP out of nothing, out of nowhere.
There's also safety in numbers if we decide to flag up.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Absolutely. Especially if we go to these areas, like there's probably going to be a fucking fight. And if we're running 10 or 15 deep, like, I'll take that fight. I will take that damn fight. Plus, we'll get a whole bunch of XP. So,
yeah, if I may, 2 things real quick. One, where I did my test for 90 to 100 minutes to get to that 1K goal, that was solo. Expected to be faster in a group.
Exactly.
And 2, if you are going to go solo, if that's just how you want to roll, no problem. But do not flag up, because you will just be dogging it.
Yeah, you're going to get farmed. Especially, like I said, like some of the betas, you could get away with that shit. I don't give a shit how good you are. You're not beating a group of 5. It's just like not at like level 4 and 5 and 6. You just don't have the skills and the abilities. Your stuff's not high enough level. Maybe in your teens you'll be able to pull something like that off, but like the run game is strong, and your XP per hour will suffer for that. So like I said, just get into a group. That way you can flag up. You guys can go to your areas, and if you see another player group, you can go fuck them up. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. And I have there is a leveling guide. I'm going to go ahead and put it onto. This is also pinned to the Neworld chat. You can go there anytime, but this is the Tcm Leveling guide. You're going to notice some things familiar from a lot of other leveling guides that are out there. You're also going to see some shit in there that no other leveling guide has. This is one of the reasons we do our own research. Because some of these, I mean, you get some of these streamers that are like, oh yeah, this is 100% the best leveling guide. I put like so many hours into or something like that. Guys, we have legacy. I've been doing MMOs since freaking Asheron's Call was young. I know some people's ears just perked up in here from Asheron's Call. We got people who've been playing MMOs for 20 fucking years. We know our shit. We can put together a hell of a guide, and we know what to look for. We know to keep our eye and what other things to test out. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that we can go about this. But this is where I'm at with it. This is to me, this is gonna be the fastest way. Defer your crafting and harvesting until you're 60. Focus on group leveling. As soon as you hit 20, start running through those open world dungeons or the open world elites, and get into a big ass group. Yeah. Weapons and armor. Life Staff and Ice Gauntlet is going to be our meta. Life Staff, Ice Gauntlet. I won't go too much farther into that until we're actually out on the field. Like I said, I don't want to give away the goose here. But Life Staff, Ice Gauntlet. Also, light armor. Everybody should have a full set of light armor. You're going to be in a group, which means you're not going to be out there fending for yourself. You're not going to be like needing to like survive against 2 or 3 things coming at you solo. Light armor gives you plus 20% damage. Plus 20% damage might as well say plus 20% XP gain. So while we're leveling, especially as groups, everybody should be running full head to toe light armor. There's just no other reason.
Do you mean just make sure we keep it under the light percentage? Like you can fit like 1 or 2 pieces of medium on, can't you? And still be
sure. You can throw as long as you stay in the light batch, because light armor section. By the way, don't put a shield on. Get that shield off of you, because that's going to put you into that heavier.
Yeah.
So Corn, just to be clear, I mean, I know, but just so everybody else may be wondering the same thing. Even though our meta is Ice Gauntlet Life Staff, people don't have to use that to level 60.
Correct. In fact, this is what I would recommend: is if we end up getting a group of 15 together, everybody should do Ice Gauntlet Life Staff. I really think this is going to be the fastest leveling as well. And like I said, I'll have a team out there and we'll be doing it. You'll be able to see this motherfucker in action. It's going to be beast. But there's going to be a lot of ways that we can play around. But when you are leveling, when I say meta, by the way, people, for those of you who've not rolled with us before, meta is, hey, Tcm's rolling out, we're rolling in meta. That is a very specific subclass. You are not expected to go Life Staff, Ice Gauntlet at all times. That is not how this. In fact, most of the time, our meta, including this one, is going to kind of suck if you're solo. This will not be a solo beast. This will not, you will get your ass kicked if you roll around solo with this thing. This is a group meta. So if you're rolling solo, or you're rolling with your small group or something like that, break out your battle axe, break out your heavy armor, break out any of that stuff. I wouldn't even say break out your heavy armor. I honestly truly believe that I don't give a shit what you're doing. If you're leveling, you should be full light, flat out. The 20% increase in damage, like I said, it might as well be called 20% XP, because the XP per hour is going to be directly related to the damage you can output. The only variant to that is going to be massive groups. So if we have 4 teams of 5 out there doing level ups, you actually don't want to have a shitload of damage, because you'll be able to kill it before some of the teams can tag it, and then the group as a whole will suffer XP loss. So that's the only. But then again, all we have to do is pull out our life stabs and we'll be fine. And everybody just starts tagging everything. So yeah, I don't foresee too many issues with that. Again, solo and small group, do whatever you want. If you're rolling with it, like let's say some of y'all have like a group of 4 buddies that are going to be jumping on with us. Do whatever you want. Go nuts. You guys all want to run rapier, fucking musket. Go nuts. Go have a blast. The meta is literally like, I'm in command. I got 30 people under me in the tavern here. I'm like, all right, and I'm calling plays that you have to have Life Staff, Ice Gauntlet to be able to do, and I'll train you into knowing what those are. That's the only time that you're required to have them.
Do we need them
maxed? By the way, what was that?
Do we need them maxed?
You will want them maxed, absolutely. And so, and the other thing is that our meta is going to be heavy armor across the board, heavy armor. But don't worry, like I said, that's end game. In fact, consider our meta light until you hit 60, because until you hit 60, you need all the damage you can get to be able to get yourself up to max. Once we get to max area, that's where like when we take the field against an enemy team that's like trying to siege us, we're all head to toe heavy. And my people who've been around the block with mass combat know why.
Two thoughts. Hearing what you said there, it's probably best to, if you got a main weapon that's not one of those 2, go ahead and use it, but have either Life Staff or Ice Gauntlet as your second. Just make that little concession. That's probably the best way to make sure you're leveling it as you go on.
Yeah,
and familiar with it.
You do have to, and be familiar with it. That's the big one. Especially Life Staff. You need to be able to thread the needle with that fucker, and you need to be able to thread the needle through allies. It's the only ability in the game. It's the only weapon in the game that goes through allies, which is a huge advantage. So yeah, like get used to that thing. Get used to how it shoots. Get used to doing heavy and light attacks and stuff like that. Like all those sorts of things. Let's see here.
That, honestly, it's
Go ahead,
real
Tom.
strong. I mean,
It's fucking strong.
Light staff, if you put points into focus, you're gonna kill things fast, even with life staff, and you're gonna have the heals to stay up and fight elites, even on solo.
It's nothing strong against it. There are things that are weak against it, and nothing strong against it. And so it's like, unlike some of these other things where like thrust is like if you do thrust against the undead dudes, they're just gonna laugh you off. It does like no damage to them. Nothing's strong against white life staff. There are things that are weak against it. There's nothing strong against it, and so it's actually like I think you'll surprise if you didn't have a chance to use it on the betas. It'll surprise you.
Yeah, I was going to ask for, you said our meta is not going to be good solo, but if using light staff and Ike Gauntlet in a different way, I wonder if there's like a different tree. There's a way to make it good for solo as well.
For sure. Well, anytime you're hitting, so basically that combination is going to be very much team synergy.
Yeah.
And then the Ice Gauntlet is the fucking thing that you want when you're fighting a large group of people.
Yeah.
Like you don't you don't want anything else except Ice Gauntlet. That thing is a monster when you're hitting a big group of people.
Yeah,
so that
really
like
good.
Yeah. Like for me solo, I'll probably do Fire Staff Ice Gauntlet. It's a really 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 strong combo.
Yeah,
plus there's a
I'm
lot of
doing too,
mobility. Plus yeah, and plus you can just stack int, which is going to be our main stat. So yeah, there's going to be some really cool ways of doing that.
So Corn, we'll probably have, once we get enough people to 60, we'll probably have a couple of nights a week where we just be like meta leveling night. Right?
You're damn right. In fact, so for those of you who've never run a launch with us, what we have our sprinters. Myself, Kaysen, probably Blamed, Archer, Ninjaka, a couple of these people like Woody. These are our people who know that we know where we got to go, and we're going to beeline straight towards it. So when let's say there's 20 of us that are all on the sprint team, we're going straight to 60. Like I'm gonna be getting some triple shot macchiatos, and I'm going straight to 60. So when I tear through
I'll be
there,
mainlining iced tea black.
Yeah, and when I hit 60, I'm gonna high five. I'm gonna rub bellies. Like we're all gonna like, and then we're turning around and we're coming back for you. That's how we roll. We're coming back for you. If you're like, hey, sorry, like I had a thing with my wife all day and I could not jump on. We're coming back for you. We're gonna help you get up there. Odo, is Odo still in here? Yeah, Odo's in here. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's what we're coming back for you. But here's the thing. When on our sprint, you guys don't exist. We are going straight to 60. We're gonna beeline straight to it. We're gonna hit it. We're gonna throw on we're gonna break the bank to get some star metal tools for all those people that just dinged up, and then we're coming back for you. And we're gonna start. We'll come back for the ones that are closest to 60, and we're gonna boost you guys up, and then you guys are gonna turn around and help the next group, and we're gonna keep doing that until everybody's up to 60. If you're one of those people that just starts off, we're gonna be trying to get you guys gear. We're gonna be trying to get you guys cooldown or not cooldowns, consumables. We're going to try to get you into situations where you're PvPing with us and you're rolling with a bunch of 60s and we're beating the shit out of everything, but you're getting all the XP for it. We did test this. If I am in a group of high level people and you are 20 and we pull a 20 elite and you hit it twice with your life staff, you get full XP.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so I can take a team out there, and as long as you're tagging like crazy, we're killing those things super quick. We'll just pull it. We'll let you get a couple tags, and then boom, just two-shot it.
What about higher level elites? Did we test that? I was curious.
Yeah, we tested it out. I think it's 9 levels. Like if it's like 8 or 9 levels, it starts to get shitty. But anything short of that, but like I said, I mean that 9 levels, that's a big fucking gap.
Yeah.
Like you could be 20 and a 30, or 20 and a 29 area, and that's a good amount of XP.
When you guys played the closed beta, how long do you think it's going to take? Say someone's playing like 14 hours a day to get to 60.
You'll hit 60 in a couple days.
Okay, perfect. I want to hit 60 before I go away. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I have 3 days off. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to be doing 5 a.m. I think because I guess it's probably going to be the same as it has been, which is 7.
Yeah.
Which means I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. I'll probably just be on the elliptical here, just watching the servers. And as soon as you all lose your shit and be like, "Yeah, there's up," I'm going to come off the elliptical. I'm going to get on here and we're going to go.
that he's going to stand there, stay on the elliptical, wait for the server to crash. Then, then when it starts coming back up, he might think about going back on.
If the servers crash on launch morning, I'm just gonna break my fucking heart. But yeah, I have 3 days, and so
we got to push back our launch another month. We broke the servers.
No, I'll be so sad.
I trust Amazon when it comes to servers. I hope.
By the way, something I want to mention, because this is something that we put out there, because I was talking to a lot of people and they were really worried about ping. They were like, oh, like the server ping super high. Something to note: go Google the difference between ping and input latency. So the thing with it is like it's not what you think it is. It roughly just think about it like this, guys. Some of you guys were like, oh, I have like 150 input latency or 175 input latency. Cut that in half, and that's roundabout where the ping is. So don't sweat that too much, guys. I think most of us were kind of seeing that where it is. We weren't I don't know very many people that were just like, oh, I'm just like crushed by this ping. Like I said, your input latency, cut that in half. That's about where your ping is. And so some of you guys were like, some people were like, oh, I'm used to playing it like a 90 ping, but I have 180 input latency. You have a fucking 90 ping. You do. It's just we were looking at the wrong stat. We didn't understand what it was. Input latency is not ping. You can Google it. We did a ton of research because it just didn't make sense. Like why am I seeing a really high input latency, but I'm not seeing the same thing out there like on some of these things? I had a 240, and I wasn't great, but I wasn't bad. But that equated out to a 120 ping, which is still pretty fucking high.
Wow, you were getting that high?
Because I intentionally picked an East Coast server that was.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for. I wanted to find the most extreme case so that I could test it out. I leveled up to like 12, and I went PvPing and stuff like that. Benefit, by the way, if you end up with like a bad night or something like that, and you do end up with like 250 input latency, you're like impossible for people to hit with range. Like it's nuts. Like I was just running around. This dude was shooting. This high level was shooting at me. He couldn't fucking.
No exploiting going on anywhere here. No.
It made it hard for me to hit him too, I will say. But like he couldn't hit me, so fuck him.
Oh, so at least it made it halfway fair. Okay.
Yeah. So let me see here. Crafting and harvesting. I mentioned below 20. It's not like you take it or leave it. It's whatever. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys leave it after 20. Get yourself to 60. Put some star metal tools on, and then come back.
Can I make a suggestion that because I've been looking at
yeah, go ahead.
gathering a lot. Just get like 4 or so iron nodes at the beginning. Just wait until you go see the old man by the river to get your hemp, and just drop it there. Go ahead and harvest as you find stuff, but don't spend any time after that looking to farm it.
Agreed. And if you do sell it, like I said, it's like we need gold on those first couple hours. So anything you guys can do to get gold, like get it, sell it, like whatever we can do, because like the first guild that hits that 100K, and I really want to be that first guild because that'll be a huge feather in our cap on that server. I want fucking Everfall.
Oh, and play the markets. If you get on really early and you find yourself doing the Everfall iron farm, don't sell it in Everfall. Sell it in Windward.
Yeah.
Likewise, get a bunch of hemp and sell it in Everfall or Monarch's Bluff.
Hell yeah.
So that's a smart play there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so story quests. Something to note: story quests are fucking amazing. Do them. But do them as a group. Like I said, everything needs to be done as a group. I'd highly recommend it. Even on the ones where it was like, hey, the story quest wants me to go do this quest, and it's a random quest, and we all have different ones. Then we all go around each person's quest, and we knock them out. It's like I said, we had a group of 5, and then we were comparing it to a solo runner. And we were almost dead heat with XP per hour, and yet we were getting 5 times more kills, which means 5 times as much loot. So just keep that in mind. It's just across the board better. While you're leveling, save corrupted stones and any refining resources that you have. Any actual resources, sell that shit. But refining resources like
are those like the rare things, or like the rare things?
Yeah, they're the things that like. Yeah, they like convert the conversion resources or something.
Purple stuff, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right. Save all that shit because that.
You save flux and stuff too,
like seals and stuff or whatever they're called.
Yeah, exactly. Save all that shit. If it's a base resource like wood or iron, right, just sell that shit. Who cares?
That stuff doesn't stack up for later on.
Yeah, but
I never got very high in up there to check.
Yeah, so the refining resources are super important for late game.
But no, I mean like iron and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't stack up for trying to make something higher level where you need 5 different type of mats or whatever.
Yeah,
so the lower stuff we don't have to worry about. We don't have to keep it.
Sell it.
No, because sell it all. Because once you get to 60 and you get star metal tools, then go back there and mine it 6 times faster.
So the refining materials you find early, those transfer all the way to end game.
Almost all the way to the end game.
That's crazy.
And a good amount of it is actually required to get to like max crafting. So that's
cool.
what I'm saying is don't sell it, because it's gonna be one of those cases where you're like, fuck, I wish I sold like 600 of these things. Like, don't sell them, because people are gonna be buying the fuck out of them. If you're one of my people that work the market, buy that shit early, because people don't know what it's worth.
I was just selling excess weapons and stuff that I got up to 15 on it, and by the time I get to 15, I was already over 2,000 gold.
I hit 4,500 after a short amount. It's like I said, like selling on the auction house is the way to go. And like I said,
yeah, but you were probably selling everything. All I was selling was just the weapons and armor that dropped. I was holding on to all the crafting mats because I wasn't sure if they were going to be needed.
Yep. And like I said, any fluxes, anything, they're called refining resources. I think it's a subtype. So like if you mouse over it, like you get them from like the workshops and stuff, and the crafting like boxes and stuff in like the houses and stuff of the undead. So like you'll see them, like you'll get them, and it'll be like here's some freaking bacon, and then this refining resource. That shit, fucking save it all, because if you're thinking about crafting, you're gonna want to use it. If you're not, that stuff is gonna be worth way more later to sell, because like early on, like people are gonna be selling it for fucking nothing, or just throwing it away. Nobody has any, like, these people don't have any idea how valuable that shit's gonna be later. So save all of that stuff, just stuff it in the bank and save it till later. If it's like an actual resource, it will never be more valuable than it is that moment. All of that shit will lose value, even just every day. It'll have in value.
An early resource that's going to be an interesting market is saltpeter.
Yep.
You won't find too much of it, but it's very crucial to leveling engineering.
Yeah, absolutely.
So check the market, check the price of saltpeter, check the price of gunpowder, then check the price of cartridges, and kind of do a quick math. It's just like a couple coins apart, sell the saltpeter. But if cartridges are going for a lot more, or if gunpowder is going for a lot more, go ahead and process it to the next level, then sell it. You'll get much more out of it.
Yeah, and some of you guys don't like. That's not fun to you. Like I mean.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, the auction house, like I love auction housing. Like AHing is like that's like PvP, but on a different like level and stuff like that. Some people don't like that. If you that's not your jam, kick it to me, kick it to somebody else, and we'll make some money for the guild.
If you're interested in it, this is something that's been mentioned a lot, but if you don't know, you can see the prices in every single town at any auction house. So you can see what the item is going for 1 or 2 zones over, in case there's a huge price discrepancy. Like hemp's going to be cheap in Windward, it's going to be more expensive elsewhere. Same with iron. Yeah, so
and you can move that shit around too. Like especially if we own them both, like you can move it from one bank to another. So there's some pretty cool stuff there. All right, people.
Oh, you have to own the towns to be able to move it from bank to bank?
Yes, you do.
I didn't know if you could even
Both
do
towns.
that at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a certain cost for the weight, I think. But
there's a kind of a unknown exploit where you can sell stuff on the market, go to the other town, and cancel the sale, and it'll transfer it to your inventory.
That'll get fixed real early.
It probably will, but until it does,
yeah,
you can use that.
A couple of things I want to mention, because this is just how Tcm does business. Some of you guys are really in tune with some things that might or might not get nerfed, or especially like weapons and combos and abilities and things like that might get nerfed. This is a lesson we've learned the hard way, and it's a lesson we stick to, which is play the game how it is now. We've made major changes in previous games based off of what we think is the devs are going to do, and I swear to fucking God, every time they don't do what we think they're going to do. So somewhere in your brain, you're going to see something like, oh wow, that's super OP, but it'll get patched. I don't fucking care. Do that thing, like whatever. So like let's say we get in there in the ice gauntlet we're using, and it's just fucking ruined and shit. We're just melting, just freezing people's faces off left and right. And like a part of your brain is gonna be like, wow, they're totally gonna patch this out. That's fine. We use it, we get some distance on it where it is, they nerf it, and then we'll do something else. I'm always scheming. Anybody who's ever played with me a good amount of time, I'm always scheming. I'm always data gathering. I'm always thinking about the next thing. So trust me when I tell you, like if they nerfed it the day after that we started using it, I already got something else lined up. It's like finding for the next thing isn't going to be that hard. So just take the game where it is at that moment. The other thing that I'm going to mention, and just across the board, if you need help, if you have questions or anything like that, like this is a pretty tight group. We've rolled together through a lot of different types of games. I think this is just with the Tcm group. This is our like 7th or 8th game launch, 9th game launch if you count like big time stuff. I mean, we've done little things like Vermintide and stuff like that, where it was like smaller scale or whatever, like a couple of people here and there. But like MMOs and stuff, we've done a bunch of these things. So if you guys have any suggestions or like something that you're seeing, like hey, like I have an idea for this or something like that, ask anybody in here. Like I've had people join up and literally change the guild within like a week of joining up. Like seniority means nothing to me. If you have good ideas, I want them. Send me messages, send me, things out there. I'm never going to be like, you know what, dude, I got this, sit down. I'll be the first to admit I don't know everything. And so I want all your ideas. I want your crazy shit. Sometimes you're gonna realize that me and you are on the same wavelength of some of these things, and in which case that's awesome. That tells me you're thinking about it the right way. But the other thing is just buy-in. Buy-in, like full in, because a lot of guilds don't take the fact that people are giving their time seriously, especially GMs who let this shit go to their head, and they don't take that shit seriously. I like if you talked for me for 5 minutes, you realize I take this shit really fucking seriously. So buy in, I get into it, because we don't we're not going to be jerks about it. We're not we're not one of those groups that like completely piss all over our people. We take care of our people. And for my sprinters, like I said, hit 60, smack. I'm gonna smack you in the ass. We're gonna turn around. We're gonna help the next group up, and we're gonna keep that loop going. I want a full team of 60 by the first week. Like I want to be able to like start clearing out some of the stuff, start getting our legendary weapons and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff to do at 60 that I want to be doing, but like I said, we're gonna keep coming back there and helping you guys out. If you can't find a team, we're gonna be your team, and we'll get back there and help that shit out. If you come up with something, if you're like, hey, here's a crazy thing that I'm making a bunch of money with, share it with the team, put it out to us. We'll all make some money off of it, and we'll be stronger. The stronger you are, the stronger we are, and that's kind of how we roll. All right, well, I don't know, 20 minutes over what I was hoping to do. I'll just open the floor. Does anybody have any questions, suggestions, anything they want to throw out there before we cut?
One question as far as mechanics, getting the money to you at start.
Yep,
you have to trade in person, don't you?
No, you literally just go to your
press G, which brings up the company bank, and deposit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Deposit
from anywhere?
From anywhere.
Wow.
Oh, great question, by the way. So, and this, like I said, this is going to everybody here. This is going to go to everybody in a week from now when we do the DIP meeting. There is a very good chance we're going to have over 100 people bought into this game who have purchased it and who are launching on it. Does anybody know the max number you can have in a company?
100.
Yes, you can have 100 people, which means we're going to have likely over cap.
Oh, you started Tcims too.
No, we will. For sure we will to be able to do that. But let's be honest, you're going to want to be in the first one. And so the way that I'm doing it is really straightforward, really simple. The first 100 slots go to the first 100 people that are in and leveling and throwing money our way and things like that. I'm making sure that we get that core group up. If we end up with 20 or 30 over top, we're going to create a second Tcm. It's not going to the chat itself isn't going to matter for that second Tcm. It's mostly going to be on Discord anyway. It's like I'm not going to be putting a bunch of stuff out on the other one. Like if you need a group, you're not going to type it into the guild chat. You'll come into here. So like for the most part, it's not going to matter to get those extended things, but it will matter because that's the guild that's going to own the city. And so and that matters. That means something. And so I want to make sure that we're all getting in there. So when we actually started off on day one, I'm going to be leveling right alongside you. I'm going to be busting my ass right alongside you. but I'm going to take time to get you guys into the company, and I'm going to take time to get you guys on that roster. First 100 slots go to the first. Those are my sprinters. Those are my people that are in here, putting in the time, putting in the hours, putting in the effort, kicking me the gold. The ones that are making sure that we're going to get that city. You guys get the first 100 slots. So just keep that in mind. If you can't make it for the first day, try to get on just to get the slot. That'd be preferable. But yeah, 100. The max company is 100 slots. One of the things that I will do as time goes on, you'll go dormant. A couple of people will be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm on vacation for the next 3 weeks. I can't have you in the main guild. I'm going to move you to Tcm 2, and I'll move somebody who's logging on during that time into Tcm 1, because we have to have a 50-man team mobilized and ready, trained up on the meta, like equipped with their life staff ice gauntlet, ready to beat back in defenders or be defenders. So I need to have active people in that primary thing, but like we're all active on the first week. Like it's like you have no way of determining that somebody's not inactive or taking it easy or something like that. So like I said, we get in there. I'm gonna create the guild, and then I'm gonna throw it in here. I'm like, all right, send me whispers. I'm gonna get you guys in here, and I'm gonna start just getting those invites going. Those first 100 slots are done in that first week. That's it. We gotta start a second guild. So I just want to make sure everybody was aware of that, because I also I think if we do end up taking Everfall, you get an achievement in a title called like owner of Everfall or something like that. And I want to make sure much of us have that. Anything else? Anybody think of anything else? I
have they
can't.
released the time that it's gonna go live?
It's been 7 a.m. PST for the last 2 betas, and it's come online about 1.5 to 2 hours before that time. So, like I said, I'm planning on being in here at 5.
Gotcha.
And I'm literally just, like I said, I'm gonna be shit shower and shaved. I'm gonna be on the elliptical, just waiting for these servers to come live, and then I'm jumping on.
Cool.
Anybody else? Anything you guys can think of? I'm feeling the burn too, by the way. Don't worry. I'm.
So I'm just want to make sure we get the town in a time frame, because I think everyone's going to be trying for it. If you can get 1,000, if we have say 650 active members, if everyone can get 2,000 to Corin, we can go for the town at that point. So
Yep.
That's why it's important. Just every 30 minutes, send them a lump sum.
Yep. And I'm gonna be screaming in here anyway, so don't you worry. Like I'm gonna be popping down your channels and be like, all right, send me your gold. I need gold. You're gonna hear me in chat. I'm gonna be yelling it out there. I might even start throwing it out in the Covenant chat. Be like, hey, this Covenant guild's pushing for this. Kick us gold. There's at least one other guild that they're too small to be able to take a guild. They're going to be supporting us, and I know the team lead for that group wants to send me gold as well. If we can secure this, I fully intend on making sure to siege another city for them. So, like I said, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be we're for our team, but we're also it's a big feather in the cap for Covenant as well.
Yeah, keep in mind most of the bonuses are faction, not the ones specifically for the company are actually. There's only one. It was like 30% off travel or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but faction buffs are what's really good. So we'll get a lot of support.
Absolutely, and that and also like if we're as strong in this game as we've been in previous games, we're going to be a stable town, which means we're going to have level 5 crafting stations, and we'll be stable enough that we're not going to be losing them. The other side of that is we can like I said, like I have another team lead that that came from Guild Wars 2. They're running on and they're probably going to kick us gold as well. And so if we want to help them secure one of these places, we can target like a Marauders town that has level 3 crafting stations and flip that shit, knock their crafting stations so they have to come to us, which gives us a competitive advantage. So there's a lot. Like I said, I've been scheming. Don't you worry. I got big plans. Nobody's ever accused me of thinking small.
Who's the group that's coming along?
Oh, Tony. I fucking don't. I don't because he changed his goddamn name from Guild Wars 2. He was on Henja Den Rabi and a couple other ones. I actually helped train up his guild in when we were on Blackgate, or not, we were fighting Blackgate on SOS back in the day. But yeah, he's going to join us on our server. He's only running a 20-man team, 15-man team, so they like the chances that he's going to be able to do any like major player like stuff early on is slim. So he's like, yeah, we're going to keep you guys everything.
So Vivendi asked about server select. Are you still waiting, or have we already chosen?
Have they released the servers?
Not yet.
Yeah, until they release the servers, we can't make a definitive. I have a feeling the server is going to be the same as the beta before last. In which case, I like the server we were on, but we'll put it out there and we'll stick with it.
I think what he was saying was initially we had talked about waiting once the servers go live, like a period of time, 15, 30 minutes, and then see which servers fill up and then pick another server or something like that.
Originally I was doing that because I wanted to make sure we didn't end up on like the official streamer server or the quote unquote official PvP server, because for those of you who don't know, like that shit always fucking happens and it's always a fucking shit show. So that's just immediately toxic. Like I don't want to be anywhere near that shit. So as long as we're not on one of those two, I'm a-okay. The official, quote, the unofficial, official, whatchamacallit, the unofficial, official streamer server will be called like minutes after they have
El Dorado.
It's El Dorado for West.
Yeah.
Right now.
If that, like I said, that's how it was on the beta before last, I think.
It was on both El Dorado. I think it was in the first closed beta as well.
And so, what was the server that we were? Murius?
Yeah, we were
Murius, and then we did Celadon for the open.
I would do, yeah, I would like if Murius is an option, so long as it does, we don't start hearing a whole lot of buzz of that being like the official PvP server, then we'll go Murius. But if all of a sudden a whole bunch of people are like, oh, Murius is gonna be all the shitters are gonna go anything but Murius. Murius is the official PvP server. We're bouncing. We'll do something else, because for those of you who've ever seen what happens when that shit happens, it's just the most mouth-breathingly sweaty, toxic fucking douchebags that end up on those things. I want to have anything to do with that.
You know, and just stay agile, because Corn may make the call 5 minutes before it opens. Hey, we're going here. So just, you know, because of whatever X happens. So, you know.
Trade. I won't make it for no reason. Yeah. Follow the Corn app.
Yep.
Corngold.com,
people.
Fuck it. That's still, dude. That
iOS, iOS and Amazon.
That happened like 8 years ago. I'm still fucking mad about it. I'm still a little bit pissed off. I was so happy for launch, and I got banned. For those of you who don't know the story, Guild Wars 2, I was one of the main commanders of the CSRO's forces. And I was all excited. All of us were in here, and Shuffle Night is where you reshuffle. They reset all the points, and everybody goes and rushes all the points. And we always go on SMC, or we go on a map called Eternal Battlegrounds that has a giant castle called SMC, and we would just fucking farm kills in there all night. It was like fucking Christmas every week.
Oh god, and yeah, it was wonderful.
It was wild. And so, like 3 hours before the server resets, I get booted to desktop. When I try to log in, it's like, you have been banned. Don't bother trying to tell anybody. Don't bother to message anybody. This is fucking permanent. Go away. Like, literally, it was the most final thing I've ever seen on a screen. I'm like, they're like, there will be no appeal. There will be no anything. You're done. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the hell just happened? So apparently what they flagged me was because at that point we had like 6 active commanders under Tcm's command. And what I would do is I would send them gold, because siege and shit was really expensive. So the guild would send me gold and I would send them gold. And apparently they assumed that I was selling gold. So I put this on the official like World v World forums, and then it blew the fuck up. It got like something like 1,200 reposts and all this shit within like.
Oh yeah, there were like 900 tickets put it in going.
Yeah.
You know what the f? Get Corn back
all
on.
3 factions too. Like it wasn't just CSROs. Like Blackgate was putting them in. Fuck everybody. And so like, we there was like 900 tickets put in for them, and It was the fastest unbanning that's ever happened. I was unbanned within like 2 hours, and I was unbanned about an hour before launch. And so I managed to get into there and shit like that. But yeah, dude, that was.
Then after that, gold.com corn.
Yeah, corn.
Oh, it's corngold.com. Come here for your gold.
I'm still mad right now about that. That was 8 years ago. All right, party people, that's all I got for you. I'm really looking forward to rolling. It's been way too long since some of us have cracked skulls together. When we kick this thing off, you guys know the drill. Get on here, be active, get into groups, get your levels going, sprint that 60. I'm buying somebody a beer when you hit 60 before me, because I'm gonna be booking it. You're gonna have to put on your fucking running shoes to beat me to it. But if you do, I'll buy you a beer. Outside of that, people, that's all I got. Try to stay sane across the next 30 days. Here's my recommendation. We got 8 fucking days. Guys, go get your honeydew list done. Go score some brownie points with the wife. I'm developing lesson plans for my classroom like fucking crazy so that I can get out of school immediately, get home and play. I'm taking a couple of days off, so my subs are already set up. I got the wife's taken care of. The house is gonna be fucking immaculate. Like, I'm gonna clean the shit out of this house the day before this thing happens. I want there to be nothing that I have to spend. I don't even have to. I'm gonna pre-wash my ass so that when this thing comes up here, everything's done, and then I can just focus on this stuff. Yeah, like I'd recommend you guys do the same. Get your affairs in order, and yeah, get that shit going, because this is the big one. We had 45 to 50-ish come back for Heart of Thorns and Guild Wars 2, which was our biggest launch since the initial Guild Wars. We have well over double coming for this one. So this is the big one. This is where the action's at. And if you've played this thing already, you know, like this thing is a barrel full of monkeys. So fuck yeah, people.
I'm coming for that beer.
Yeah, and just to add one more thing, enjoy this, people, because a launch like this happens once, maybe every 2, 3, 4 years. So square everything away so you can be here for this moment. Like, and only a gamer gets this. If you're not a gamer, you don't fucking get this. You don't get how excited everybody gets and how this is fresh, this is new. It's like I've got friends going, I can't understand why people take a week off for a new game, and I'm like, nope, you're not gonna get it.
And it's sad that you never will, because it's like this is like Christmas to a 7-year-old. Like, you can't. Nothing encompasses it quite like it. So yeah. All right, people. More fun. The most fun you can have with your pants on. So let's. And I game without my pants on. So who knows? I will see you guys. If you guys want to show up for the next meeting and get another round of this stuff, we'll kind of go over the same stuff. If you guys come up with any ideas between now and then, or you just want to come and hang with the different group of people, you're welcome to. But one last thing I'm going to mention: if you are interested in being one of my sub commanders, or you're interested in taking command of Tcm when I'm not around, shoot me messages. Let me know that you're interested in it. The first thing I'm going to tell you, though, is go to our website, especially if you're one of our new members. Go to our website and watch our combat videos. I'm going to throw the link up. About half of the videos have my command, like me actually talking to the team on there. You're going to pay real close attention to how we run the team. This is like Guild Wars 2 trained us like this. Like, they were like, this is how we run, and this is how I plan on running it here. You're going to have ESO players who are much more. I encourage you to scroll up and see the fastest war one. That's ESO's command style. It's not bad. It's just not as micro as ours is. If you've ever done 5s arenas, like high level 5s arenas in WoW, it's a bit like that. You're doing a lot of calling, there's a lot of communication, but you're also like, everybody's kind of trained to do what they're doing, and you have like modes, you have plays. Like I have a playbook that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different plays in it right now. Just those 7 plays, we're going to train for hours on to be able to make sure the team all knows what happens, so that when I call pillars down for Alpha team, Zulu team on support, like everybody in the entire team knows exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And like, we're going to be able to have those things rehearsed on there, and you're going to see kind of what the way we style command on those things right there. Some of them are just music, and you can just watch it. I always encourage you to take a critical eye to it. watch me in command, watch me do those things, and criticize it. Like be like, oh, that was a mistake, or because trust me, I do the same fucking thing. I'll watch me. I'm like, oh, I should have pushed right there. Oh, I shouldn't have went in. I shouldn't have went in. I should have backed out. You know, like be better. You know, like watch the way I do things and be better than it. And yeah, I can't wait to get out there on the field with y'all. I'm gonna cut out. Again, if you're interested in command, shoot me a message. Otherwise, I will see you guys for, I don't know, something to kill some time between now and then. Go earn those brownie points.
And if you want to come back, we'll doing this again next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. All right, party people, take it easy. Stay safe.
Later.
Later.
Night.
See ya.